Hello everyone, it's Eddie the Chump, come back with another commentary. I've just had a really nice, relaxing, strong coffee, which is what I like to do when I'm just about to record these commentaries. Today, right, okay, so I'm going to get straight into the subject. This is more of a gameplay orientated video. This is actually this is episode 2 of Constructive Criticism. And the first episode I criticised the game for its bad hit detection and lag, and actually this is constructive criticism for me and for players of the game. Although what I said in the first episode is still true, the hit detection can be awful and you can get overpowered when you shouldn't, and all the kind of things that I went through in that first episode. This is actually criticism of myself and players. The weapon I'm using here, I just want to go into the class quickly. I think this is one of 3 setups that are, for me, the most powerful in the game. This is a foul select fire with a silencer and adjustable stock, which is basically Stalker. Modern Warfare 3 kind of ruined other CODs for me because I got so used to Stalker. I think it's one of the best and most powerful perks they've ever put in the game. And how I use the Stalker stock is how I get around one of Black Ops 2's worst problems, which is the lack of mobility for assault rifles. And if you use this adjustable stock, if you can get used to it, if you like Stalker, you'll find yourself winning a lot more fights because you can, as you see, what I'm doing is like pre-aiming a corner. I'm not just ADSing around the entire map, but it helps with evasion as well. Anyone who's played PC games knows that strafing is the key to long life and instant pwnage. So I would recommend this. A lot of people run this with Select Fire Silencer and Target Finder, but again, I prefer mobility because of my playstyle, because I like to push spawns. Anyone who's seen my gameplay knows that. Repeat viewers, you all know that. You've watched how many of these gameplays now? Like 70. So yeah, constructive criticism. It's about building streaks and being patient. Now I can rage quite hard when I play COD because I find streaks in this game, especially in kill confirmed, against, like, I hesitate to use the term decent players, but people who are using submachine gun SMGs with laser sight silencer, firing from the hip with dexterity. That score streaks can be difficult, especially now that you have to chase the objective, especially with an assault rifle because you're slower, and even with dexterity, you really don't get into it like an up close fight fairly, really. So it's about learning how to be patient and learning how to play differently, and I think that's why I'm not letting Black Ops 2 off the hook with the netcode, because I think it's atrocious. Actually, I think it really is, and I think they should be honest about it. I think they should be honest about the fact that the Xbox can't handle a game like this anymore, or if they don't beta test, I don't know why there's an excuse for that anymore, because it's clearly a bad thing. Anyway, I don't want to go into the last episode. It's about us. Okay, so several times in this game I almost get my stealth chopper and warthog and I die either through a fail or a bad spawn or something else that is beyond my control. The things that are in my control are my gunplay, and sometimes a few too many people spawn next to me. I think this is one of the examples. I go through about 4 people here, I think. It's this gunfight, I win, I don't know how I win, and then this guy spawns there. And that stops me getting my warthog. I get my stealth chopper, but it stops me getting my warthog. And this is about learning to be patient and learning to pick your moments when to rush to pick up tags, which is especially in a game type like Kill Confirmed, but it's also applicable to things like hardpoint domination. It's about picking your moment in this game way more than anything else. I mean, to a certain extent, this is specific to assault rifles. Like, if you're an assault rifle fan like me, I'm an SMG fan, I'm an everything fan, but I used to like assault rifles the most, and they're harder to use in this game. They're harder to do well with compared to SMGs or dexterity Remington shotguns, which are my new favourite pet hate. It's just a quick word on this death here. I watched Kill Cam and slow it down because this is a Carl Pilkington moment. Watch this. Okay, so he hits me once, I've battered him in the face. This is good evade. He hits me once more and I die. That's what I think of that. That's what I think of that. So Carl Pilkington bullshit moment. yeah, so assault rifles being harder to use, you've got to adapt your game, and I can't have a go at Treyarch and the game for things that are bad about it without looking at what players do, myself included, that are bad and are lazy. And I think Black Ops 2 has just changed a lot of, it's challenged a lot of preconceptions about what is COD and how you should play it, and how you should, like, if you're gonna play the way I do, to a certain extent I feel nerfed. I feel like the way I play, a lot of ADSing I've gone into it in the first episode, has been nerfed. Drop shotting has also been nerfed. I don't know if you know about the accuracy glitch that when you duck or you go prone, if you're aiming down sight, the bullets get a random element to them. So a lot of the things that I use to my advantage, which I'm sure developers would argue are exploits, like drop shotting and things like that, have been nerfed. So that's maybe why a lot of YouTubers and a lot of good players in bunny ears have been struggling a bit, and there's been a period of adaptation where they've changed their games. And the one thing for me, if you're going to run assault rifles in this game, it's the assault rifles that I use and do well with are almost universally decided by a couple of factors. One of them is, do they have a good iron sight? Because even with primary gunfighter, you just can't afford to take a sight, because you need stalker and you need the silencer. So all the other assault rifles, I mean, the full auto ones, they got short clips, like the Type 25, short clip, 30 bullets, long reload time. So you either need extended mags and fast mags. So you need to rely on iron sights. But that is what I would suggest doing: silencer, stock, and whatever other attachment that you use, probably either fast or extended mag. So that's the new episode of this, constructive criticism. It's aimed more towards us, and I got requested by someone to do a different outro because it's always the same. So if you liked it, go to my channel and subscribe. I'd love you for it. Thanks very much.